These teams waiting for this moment for so long, right? Not just since Halo Infinite came out, not for the past year. We're talking years and years and years have led up to this moment, to this prize pool, to this grand final. And now we're going to have to see if all the work that NaVi has put in, has it paid off? Have they learned from their earlier winners match where they fell quite handily? It's now Acend versus NaVi. This is your grand finals at the $100,000 EU Super.
Now let's put a little bit of realism into this one for everybody, right? Acend yet to drop a map, a single map throughout the EU Super. NaVi are going to have to beat them not just once, but twice to call themselves champions. Add on the fact to that it's a best of 7 as well. It's certainly a tall order, but we're starting things off here. We've got a little bit of live fire action to kick us off. Acend versus NaVi, and it's grand finals time.
And you almost feel like the best of 7 helps NaVi, right? Because it gives them just a little bit more time to maybe get their act together, because Acend has looked so strong, as you say, yet to drop a map here. Undefeated tournament after tournament in Europe. Right now, the kings of the continent. And now with the biggest prize pool on the line, it is their opportunity to cement that heading into Kansas City. Here we are, game number 1 of your grand finals.
Well, it's Sunday night here in Stockholm, and you know what that means. It is grand finals time as we jump on board with a man who's had some crazy statistics throughout the tournament so far. Arguably the standout player so far for his team. It's going to be Snipedrone, already has 2 kills to his name, and chasing down the final player alive here for NaVi, which is 2Foxy.
2Foxy, last player alive. 2Foxy does well to hit the body shot, but it's not going to be enough. His team is respawning up over on dummies. Power up will be up as well, so 2Foxy does well to stay alive, hit the body, and grab the camo. Needs to be careful here.
Needs to be careful. And manages to do so as well. Unfortunately, just gets tickled at the last second by
Sica.
1 bullet, I think, from a battle rifle that just stopped those shields from recharging, and now you have NaVi with control of A and B. Most of the start of this game, though, Andy, has been a bit of a scrap for map control.
And that really tells you just how much of a difference maker it is. Sica takes the sniper to no scope out of the hands of NaVi, and all it took was that 1 extra battle rifle burst over on the power-up to make sure that he could get control of the power weapon. They have control of not only that, but also the scoreboard. The lead will change.
Gets the information on where those spawns are coming in as well. Does damage to Respectful, then adds another kill to his tally. That's going to be 3 dead momentarily for Acend, but it is going to be a killing spree here for Sica. So he's going to be able to rotate back. He's going to give up C, allow those teammates to spawn by B, and it looks like the fight will break out towards B now, as that active camo is going to be popping in around 30 seconds as well.
Took cap momentarily. Looks like C will eventually flip. NaVi stops the scoring for just a second, but they'll have to fight all the way out of the base already just like that, despite an early NaVi lead. Sica almost cleans that up himself. A teammate will come in and do the work for him. They will be 1 dead aside at the moment.
Lqgend going to be moving down to that power-up. 5 seconds to it pops. He's got 2 players flying at him, though, from the A plat, and Lqgend decides that instead of going for that, he's going to get out of dodge. 3 dead for Acend, and NaVi not only get map control, they also have the opportunity to trip ski with a triple cap, and Kimbo is taking some scalps here, peels 1 off of that big door, and Jimbo has the camo.
Look at this, the brothers Imbo doing the work needed to get the team back on the board. They don't have the strongholds yet. Starting to control the slaying category, though.
Well, Richie Sheridan, a.k.a. Sherzy on the desk, was talking a little bit about Super Smash Bros. Well, it's the Bow Bros we're going to be focusing on in this game. Kimbo and Jimbo, for different reasons, Andy, as well. Jimbo had some really standout performances so far for NaVi, arguably, alongside 2Foxy, the standout performer overall. But Kimbo's been a little bit slow by his own standards.
Kimbo able to pick up that one there, and you and I were talking, definitely a player to watch in this series. Kimbo, look for him to go big. When he has the damage numbers, when he has the KD, this team excels. Take a look at the stats as well. 2Foxy and Respectful also on 6 kills. They've caught up to Sica. He hasn't gotten a lot of kills since that first killing spree. And just like that, NaVi's back in this game. They will tie it here with AB control.
Right, this play from Jimbo as well. Notice that Kimbo got taken down, so they don't have numbers. So just rerouted to make sure that when he does rotate, he's not going to have multiple players from Acend causing problems for him. They're going to be able to flip C here. Shady's going to be pushing down from that nest and dropping to the pillars. But look at the movement now coming in from NaVi, swiping across the map as a pack. And that's what you need to do to match the pace at what Acend play. AB in the control of Acend. Sniper rifle also here in the hands of Lqgend. Jimbo going to be challenging, but if he hits that shot, that'll be quite some reaction time coming out of Lqgend.
Jimbo trying to stay alive at nest to anchor that, and already doing some damage onto B. My God. There's a reason this team has been so dominant. Lqgend actually turns 2 from the grave on 2Foxy.
Yeah, just left on his own there, Lqgend, and managed to pick off 2. Like you said, however, picking off 2 wasn't enough because there were still 2 players flying through from NaVi. Now, they have BC control. They are scoring, and they will go into a lead here, NaVi. The most important thing off the back of that is they had all dead from Acend. We haven't seen that too many times in this tournament, full stop.
That's right, and still 2 dead. They are looking to trip cap here on A. At the same time, C will start to flip, but regardless, it is a 12-point lead for NaVi. A fantastic back and forth between these 2 teams, and if the first opening minutes are any indicator, this might be a closer grand final than our last outing between these 2.
Jim, putting pressure on at the moment, flying around the map. You see 2 one-shots are going to be back green here. He's trying to shoot those spiker grenades just to get the damage onto this player. Going to reach out, and he's going to come out on top of that one. A killing spree now for Jimbo, and NaVi are rolling here. Triple cap momentarily, but there is a little bit of contesting going down.
Yeah, absolutely, but a lot of contesting on both sides of the map. Lqgend already inside A and get some great damage. They will recontrol A, but they do get the stop on C, so they will continue scoring.
2Foxy trying to be sneaky. Shaady not falling for that one. Lqgend now moving alongside his teammate to make this play onto B. Numbers falling for NaVi. A number starting to pile up for Acend. What that means is they've been able to transfer B, and pretty comfortably, to be honest with you.
And look at Legend's movement, flying back and forth between A and B so quickly, knowing exactly where he needs to be across the map, taking routes, as you see, that are not suspected by the likes of Jimbo. He will be the first to fall. Acend with 2 dead, though, so they need to be careful off this push.
So NaVi are making a push onto B, and look at the pressure that they're putting onto B as well. Respectful should be able to finish off this kill onto Lqgend, who's just being such a nuisance, and by doing so, allows his teammates to move up, but the cover fire coming in from NaVi, superb. 3 players fall from Acend. They will flip B, and now Respectful has the opportunity to stop this play on C as well. He won't be able to stop it, but they should be able to turn that one back over.
Yeah, they'll be able to flip that one there, and that nice job keeping 3 dead as well. Great damage from Respectful, and NaVi starting to heat up.
Shaady, last player alive here, having to rotate back, and you can see the pressure coming in from 2Foxy and NaVi once again. Shaady, with that route, will get 1. Kimbo will be able to clean the kill up, which is such an important piece of the puzzle here for NaVi. If Kimbo is cleaning up the damage done by his teammates, NaVi are in a good spot.
What on earth? Cannot believe Snipedrone lets that happen from top tower. You cannot let a player come down there and hit that kind of melee at that range. Nice little 360. And I tell you what, NaVi looks the best they have in a while. Kimbo with another nice kill over on A with help from Fox.
Again, 2 kills in a row here that you don't see very often happening against Acend. 2 big individual pivotal wins in 1v1 battles that fall in the favor of NaVi. With that, they have control for just a few moments. 2Foxy with this camo is going to pick up some kills. Jimbo's there as well, and they're working not only on B here, but also on to C. Individual battles going down at C means that that's going to be 3, 4 dead for Acend, and NaVi have a triple cap.
And a triple cap immediately. Look at the efficiency here. This is the best NaVi has looked in a while. You could maybe even say all weekend. Really starting to click. Great cohesion with the movement. It feels like every single time we look at their POV, there's 2 players working together on every battle. They will lose C, but they will continue scoring.
And it looks like at the moment, instead of NaVi being on the receiving end of being chased down by Acend are being chased down by NaVi now. They have them on those split spawns. They're putting the pressure onto them, and 2Foxy showing the example here. He does not want to take his foot off the gas. NaVi do not want to take their foot off the gas as they fly across top middle to challenge on A.
Look at this, even in a 3v4, they're not afraid to hold forward. Great aggression. Again, we always said the only way you beat Acend is if you are the one dictating the course of action. You are the one calling the shots. So far, that's what Navi's been doing in this game.
So far, though, how long can you keep it up for? And if you fall 4 dead, are you able to get back into the game, get some semblance of map control? That's what NaVi are going to have to find out as well. But at the moment, they're the ones who are controlling the pace. They're the ones who are controlling the numbers. Sica's going to be caught out by Jimbo. That player actually up on the top of the tower stayed alive as well. And once again, the individual battles, the team battles are being won by NaVi.
Oh my gosh, and Jim stays alive again. The buddy system looks incredible for NaVi. Their teamwork is so tight. All their movement just in sync with one another. The trip cap happens again because of little moments like that.
Snipedrone just chasing shadows at the moment. 1v1 again inside of this stronghold. This time it's going to be won by Jimbo. Jimbo will stay alive and move towards that power-up, which has just popped up as well, and that's going to help the NaVi cause once more. Acend on the back foot for now. Jimbo with a chance to make a huge play, but it's been spied out. Snipedrone with an even bigger play.
Big eagle eye from Snipedrone on the dummy door. Found the camo, starts shooting immediately, and shut down that entire push.
B and C in control of Acend now. So even though it looks like NaVi are certainly winning the slaying battle if you're looking at the numbers, it looks like Acend still staying in this game. They haven't let it get out of control whatsoever. And I've got to look at the statistics here, Andy. There's a massive outlier on the side of Acend. Shaady, 11 and 22 at the moment.
Yeah, and look at the stats on the other side. On NaVi, they are outslaying, and they're all doing it at the same time on the same page. 17, 16, 17, 19 kills apiece. Acend scoring, though, so they need to look to regain control here. Still up by 50.
Plays being made on B. Shaady going to be challenging Jimbo, but Jimbo's going to be popping back up, and there's that teamwork once again. Spawn's coming down at the back of dirt and using that repulsor perfectly. And the teamwork once again just working so well. Jimbo just baiting pretty much all of Acend in there, and there's another triple cap underway now for NaVi.
That was a masterclass of how to lock down B there. Oh my God, Kimbo hitting all the shots into A as well. A body shot will come in, maybe pick up another one with the double kill with the damage. That's only 1 alive, 4 dead for Acend. Beautiful stuff from NaVi. The triple cap continues at the 230 mark.
Well, we were calling them the Bow Bros, but it's Super Bow Bros at the moment because both Jimbo on that flank and Kimbo with that sniper starting to make plays here for NaVi. They're linking up beautifully, and now they only need 10 points. One more hold here for NaVi, and this is going to be game 1 going in their hands.
A reset doesn't come in just yet. Jimbo needs to get the toes in there, and he does. 248. Guess what? B will stop, so they'll have to make sure that they get a stop on B. It looks like that might be coming in any moment. Let's see if they're able to get that.
No,
there
Jimbo!
It is, and that is a way to end the game. NaVi will close out our first game and start to make things real interesting in our grand finals.
Well. Acend bleed. They lose their first map of the entire tournament in the grand finals, and it wasn't just a loss, Andy.
Nope.
NaVi outplayed them on that one. They outslayed them on that one. And they deserve that win.
They deserve that win big time. They were not only playing a little bit faster, they were controlling the entire pace of the game. The second they had 4 dead, they had the trip cap enabled, showing complete dominance on that game type. And if it was not for history this weekend and over the past few months, you would think based off of that game alone that NaVi is the far superior team.
I mean, pick your statistic line to write down, put in a frame, and put up on the wall, because every single player on NaVi popping off in that game. And the standout for me, Andy, look at the comparison in that assists column. How many times did we see it from multiple POVs of NaVi players just when you thought they were going to fall over, jump back into that death screen? A teammate was there to keep him alive.
Absolutely, so many times. Seconds away from death, the back web would come in. They'd be able to get around a corner. The extra BR burst would come in. Those were the difference makers in that game. And taking a look at some of the highlights here, quite a game it was. It was Acend off to a great opening with quite a lead. In the end, NaVi just started to put the pieces together.
They certainly did, and it was such a strong slaying performance. And who did we highlight? Who did we talk about having to have a standout, much improved standout performance if NaVi want to even extend this grand final to a reset? It was Kimbo. When he had that sniper in his hands, he was hitting shots this time around. A little bit earlier today, he was looking a bit cold.
The battle's right here, right? Snipedrone falls at that battle at C. The same thing essentially happens at A. And like you pointed out, Onset, it really came down to individual battles like this, time and time again, that they were winning. Not only were we seeing great individual battles, but also great teamwork, great team shots, great shots like this from Kimbo from top. Look at the damage he does. He kills one, bodies one, and then kills a second. If you have a single player taking down 3, that paves the way for these great triple caps.
It certainly does. And then even these small moments at the end, Jimbo making that play, even though at this level, that's a play you would expect someone like Jimbo to make in a grand final. Sometimes that pressure makes you miss a bullet or so. NaVi weren't missing in that first game of the series, and now we move over to Recharge Slayer. Historically, NaVi have not done well on this map. This has been Acend's playground as far as stats are concerned, but this is a grand final. This is a different feel.
That's right, a different feel already, because as you heard, that's the first loss that Acend has faced all weekend long. And it's 250 to 132, almost doubling that of their opponents. We already have predictions that were made on the desk that are already out the window, right? We already heard 4-0 predictions. Those are no longer possible here, and now we're coming into a very different series. And if you think NaVi felt good going into that game number 1, they've got to be feeling pretty good going into this game 2 as well, off the back of that performance.
It's one thing to feel good, though, as I do my best lethal impression there for a second. One thing to feel good, but you can't get overconfident. Right. You've got to recompose yourself, because this is going to be a marathon here for NaVi. We have to say, even if they win this one, there is such a long way for them to go. And for Acend, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if they bounce back in this game and all of a sudden we're tied up at 1-1. But this is an opportunity. This is a chance for NaVi to really put Acend under pressure.
That is the question. How does Acend answer back? Can NaVi keep the composure, the fast pace that they brought in that game number 1 into our game 2 Slayer? 2 dead already for NaVi.
Make that 3 dead as well. A great start here for Acend. The perfect way to respond, right? After a game 1, which they were outplayed on, they were outclassed on. Now they get the kills on the board as well as that power-up. And like you say, a gift, camo, add a shock rifle to that. NaVi could be in trouble here.
Nothing I've seen more there, especially during a Mangler GA, as a little shock rifle pop out around the corner. I'll take that. 5 kills now on the board, make it 6 for the side of Acend. A very comfortable, calm opening for them. They also have control of this shock camo, and he can go wherever he wants.
Has a chance to hit some shots uncontested as well. 7-2. Lqgend now. The camo is dissipated. He still has that shock. Shaady picks up one on Jimbo. Sica picks up another as well. And now he can jump back out to help his teammates. Just swarm onto Respectful. And it seems like no respect is going to be shown here by Acend. I think they're pretty pissed off with how that game 1 went. They've
got to be. And it's showing right here. And it's a great start for them. 10-4. Like you said, absolutely swarming long haul. This is a pretty big map. It's not easy to send 3 players into long to collapse on those kills the way that they did. Kimbo, though, answering back to try to keep the game close. He keeps it within 4. Shock rifle in hand. Trades inside a tower as well. We'll keep that difference at 4, like you say. Grapple in the hands of Kimbo as well as the shock. Now, this is the highlight moments he needs to make connect here. He has the opportunity to pull these games back and pull this lead back by connecting with a couple of headshots. Unfortunately, he's just not going to be given the time to do so. 2foxy's going to have that sword, but he's going to whiff not just once, but twice. Luckily, 3rd time was the charm. Was that enough time as he throws that sword off smartly? As he gets taken down by Shaady. What a play there. Very rarely do you see that, the actual drop instead of just jumping off with it. You could do that now in Halo Infinite. Shady's not done yet. Wants to put even more on the board. They're up 16-10, and despite some crafty plays from NaVi, they're going to need to pull out the absolute best. Kimbo gets taken down by Shaady as well. Make that a 7 kill.
I mean, Shaady had a pretty poor game number 1, but he is returning to form here in game number 2. He's already 5-2. He's already hitting some pretty gnarly shots with that shock rifle and almost added another kill to his tally there, as Kimbo managed to just about escape with his life. That'll be cleaned up now, and look at this score. It's a 10-kill lead for Acend.
Fantastic stuff for them so far. Jimbo not ready for that one at all. I don't know if 2foxy is. He's up to the task, but the help will likely come in. That kill will be cleaned up. 2 dead for NaVi here, and it's already the halfway mark for Acend. The same cannot be said about NaVi.
Snipedrone is out of there. 2 players flying at him. Top gold, and to be fair to Snipedrone, that is a hell of a play just to escape from that situation. Many players you'd see try and fight that, but Snipedrone, living to fight another day, allows his teammates to clean up those kills. He baits them in, and now he plays his life, and that's the lead being extended once more here for Acend.
Yeah, once again, doubling the score of their opponent, and what was just done to them in game number 1. They are responding back with a similar score line in terms of ratios. Nice little jumping headshot killing spree from Snipedrone as well. We'll extend that lead a little further. He's going to continue moving into elevator. Maybe just pin him back on the spawn.
There's been a whacking so far from Acend. 30-16. Snipedrone just patrolling around this grapple spawn. Shaady trying to move through tower with a teammate, and that buddy system is something so notable whenever you're watching Acend play. Look, you can see Sica, Shaady right behind him. They push together, even though this is a push which not a lot of teams might make, right? Forcing their way through top control. They make it this time, try and make it work, but it'll be a 3-for-1 trade, and that'll be 4 dead now for Acend. NaVi, maybe, just maybe, with a little sniff of a comeback.
Yeah, Acend there, they have such a sizable cushion that they can get away with making mistakes like that, but you cannot be pushing elevator and trading 4-for-1 too many times, because just like that, the game is within 10 when it was just a 16-kill game.
I mean, it's going to have to be a few more plays like that from NaVi if they want to get this anywhere near close. Maybe the camouflage is going to be what is required. 2foxy going to be jumping up. Shaady maybe thinking about it, trying to go for a trade here. It's going to be red, but no, 2foxy doesn't get the kill. Shaady going to take a few bullets as he closed that gap and managed to get the trade, but you have to say Shaady made everything he could about that situation.
Great trade for him, and for 2foxy, disappointing result to that. Needs to stay alive with camo, maintain the kill, don't forfeit the death, and maybe even make a play off the back of the remaining camo. That doesn't happen, so the game will go to 12 for kill difference.
36-37. As Acend add 1 kill to the tally. Jimbo trying to survive for now. With only 25 kills on the board, survival's not going to be enough here for NaVi. They need to string something together. They need to get a shock rifle, a camo, something in their hands to get themselves into a position where they aren't trading in this game.
11 kill difference, long haul push coming in, and Jimbo needs to get out, but not a lot of options for him as Sica's able to push out of control as well. It feels like that really sums up the story for NaVi in this game. Not over yet, but it will require, as you say, about 2 to 3 rounds of back-to-back slays if they want to keep this game close and even an option for them to win.
Hey, it's a possibility. You never quite know in Recharge. If you do get a couple of weapons, sword, shock rifle, there is ways back into things, but the problem is Acend just keep pressurizing NaVi now. They're not letting them set up. They're not letting them breathe. Every time they get a pick or a kill, they're pushing off the back of it.
There you go, another one picked up, and this is the part where Acend will be very comfortable trading. It's 42 to 30, only 8 kills to go for Acend. Once again, working together at Hydro.
They've stopped the steak dinner at least here, NaVi. Acend are going to be marching, though, towards their first win of this grand finals and tying things up. They only need 7 kills now. Sica, he's got 10. Lqgend's got 11. But Snipedrone is that man with the best KD in the game right now. He is 14 and 7.
Enormous numbers from him. And honestly, an enormous score line. Just like that, 47 to 32. 48, 2 kills to go for Acend to tie up the series.
Shaady with the commando. Battle rifle. Old trusty in his hands as well. Respectful. Unfortunately, I was going to say he might be in a position to get traded out, but at least a big 1v1 win from Respectful versus Snipedrone, the player who has been popping off, might breathe a bit of confidence for the next game, but only 1 kill to go here for Acend. And even with NaVi the way they performed in game number 1, this is not going to be a NaVi win in game 2. No,
it will not be. 1 more kill on the board. All the players are in control, and it looks like maybe a little bit too late for NaVi to have found a little bit of composure and pacing in the game.
1 kill to go, couple of grenades going in, then the push is going to be initiated. It's time to go, boys. Shaady is trying to escape. Lqgend and Sica will fall, but Snipedrone picks up the pieces. Puts the 50 kill on the board now for Acend. We're tied up at 1-1 with a dominant performance on Team Slayer.
And as you said, maybe there was all we expected in that specific game type, especially Slayer Recharge for Acend, also from NaVi's history on that game type. And Acend will answer back very promptly, very quickly. They will tie the series 1-1.
They certainly will. Now, crazy to say this, but I don't think NaVi are going to be too bothered by that. Because NaVi don't win Recharge. It really is that simple. They're so used to losing that map at the moment. It's like, okay, cool. 1-1. Okay, cool. Yep. We kind of saw that coming into the series as we take a look at some of the stats coming in from that game. Like I mentioned, the pop-off player, Snipedrone. 15 and 8 for him. Great KDA across the board. Lqgend also up there with some decent numbers. And Shaady returning to form, 11 and 6 with 9 assists as well.
Now, let's remind everyone as well, coming into the day, Snipedrone leads this entire tournament in KD. That was not the case coming into day number 2, but after such a fantastic Saturday, he came into today on top of the leaderboard, and he's putting up numbers that are going to continue that trend.
They certainly are indeed, and if he can start to find a little bit more consistency in that form against NaVi, then Acend might be getting step by step closer to calling themselves the EU Super Champions. But a long way to go still for them to do so. But like I mentioned, I think NaVi mentally won't be too shook by that loss. I think if they were looking at the series layout, they might have been thinking, because they obviously respect their opponents, Acend, this is one we might have to let slip.
Absolutely. You're watching a lot of kills towards the end, especially once it became that 23-13 mark. Go the way of Acend. Like you said, fantastic movement in pairs. Felt like they were always there to clean up the damage, always there to clean up that last kill on NaVi when we found NaVi going down 3 or 4 dead time after time.
You're just seeing multiple individual battles being taken as well by both Acend and NaVi members, and a lot of the time you're seeing the Acend player come out on top. And with that, you saw the final score, 50 to 37, as now we move to CTF Bazaar. Probably a game type you look at in this series with how those first 2 games have gone, Andy, and you're kind of not sure how it's going to go because you get the opportunity for both teams to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah,
to have a little bit more of an attritional battle than maybe the pace we've seen in those first 2.
I think this is a good time in the series for CTF Bazaar. Even though CTF Bazaar, right, a little bit of a non-traditional game type, right? Love it, maybe not so love it. Doesn't matter. I think this is a good place to have it in the series. Things, like you say, are maybe going to slow down a bit. We've got the series tied 1-1. The table is set. Let's see what these 2 teams can do in one of the hardest game types to score a flag. It's Acend versus NaVi. If you're just joining us, this series is tied 1-1 in our grand finals, which I think if you asked NaVi if they'd be okay with being 1-1 going into game number 3, they probably would have said, yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, especially after the last series.
Absolutely. Here we go now. This is going to be game number 3, the go-ahead game. CTF Bazaar, not traditionally a high-scoring game type. We'll have to see which team can get the edge in our opening rush.
Pivotal game in the series. For Acend, if they win this one, I think they might just break the spirit of NaVi. If NaVi win it, the belief is still there. Snipedrone from Acend, the man who popped off in that last game. Top of the leaderboards, top of the KDA. He's looking to lead his team towards victory.
First kill does go the way of Acend. Jimbo will be the first to fall. Whether they trade out or they get extra kills will be a big difference maker. Make that 2 dead. All the goodies might go the way of Acend.
Kimbo's still alive in the bar, but Snipedrone's pushing forward already. You heard that overshield being popped as well, and Lqgend has the rockets. Kimbo is going to be eliminated. 1 rocket down, 1 kill to be added to the tally.
Kimbo, they're just trying to stay alive, maybe force a rocket trade, but he was just too far away to force that rocket trade, so there's still 2 off the spawn, all going to be spawning in the back of the base now, and tree side as well.
Respectful manages to pick up 1. 2 Foxy's trapped though, and he will be picked up by Shaady, who was pushing in aggressively. 2 dead still here for NaVi, and the respawns are going to be coming in. And remember, there's still 1 rocket available for use here from Lqgend. I think he's used that to pick up a kill onto Kimbo, so you're going to see a little bit of a standoff here mid-map. 2 players have fallen for Acend. NaVi have done a good job off respawn here.
Yeah, it looks like maybe an overextension from NaVi. Jimbo tries to fly bottom middle. He didn't know they had dropped to drop and shoot as they actually come back into the base. Now they're going to continue slaying, but a little bit of a base trade here. 3 still alive for NaVi.
3 still alive for NaVi. 2 Foxy, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. He gets the beat down on the flag carrier, but he doesn't get the stop. Jimbo will be there off respawn, but I don't think he's going to be in a position to really damage this flag carrier, or is he?
1v1.
He holds the line, but there's a grapple there coming in from Snipedrone, who just takes it away from under Jimbo's nose. Lqgend will get the trade. That will be the first flag on the board. Acend putting the pieces together, using all of the equipment and sandbox to give themselves a lead.
Oh my god, it was a 1v1 between Snipedrone and Jimbo. Did you see how far back Snipedrone was for the grapple? I think he was on thrust when he grappled that. He pulls it all the way back. He doesn't even have to go in the tree. One of the most dangerous areas to enter there. They will score their lead now 1-0.
Chance for a counter count though. 2 dead for Acend. 2 players on respawn. Kills very, very important to keep an eye on in the feed. Lqgend will go down off spawn. Sica is going to be challenging in the bar as well. So 2 Foxy diverts his attention away as Kimbo is going to be picking up an overshield. And with that can force the flag through the double doors. But there is Shaady with a bulldog to get the stop.
He bulldogs the entire overshield off as well. Uses some frags on the double door and going to get some help. That was 3 dead. This is going to be 4 dead. Disastrous. That flag return will come in, and they're stopped at the doorstep. Huge plays from Shaady.
Kimbo having to overextend off the respawn as well. He's going to try and get into the bar of Acend to stop that flag, but he's already been spotted out. Snipedrone, who did so much work with that first flag for Acend, is trying to do even more the second time round. However, they've lost numbers here. Acend going to have to be patient.
An absolute fumble there. They had an overshield player running that flag double door, and they let that overshield player, who was also the flag runner, die in a 1v1. That is tragic, and they have to make sure they do not let that happen again. Otherwise, this game will be over very quickly. Still 1-0 in favor of Acend.
All focus onto the rocket launcher. Shaady is alive inside of the vents. He's going to be the closest player to maybe picking this one up. Great shots onto Kimbo, but there's the shot grenades. They're going to make Shaady feel a little bit more crispy than he was a few seconds ago, and Respectful will grab the rockets as Shaady is now last player alive here for Acend.
There's the push. 1 player now spawned up. It's going to be there. You just on your screen in tree. See if they can get these kills as well. 1 more player alive in tree.
Respectful picks up 1. Like we just saw, Snipedrone alive in tree, like you say. They need to pick up this kill and they need to get it as quickly as possible. Jimbo will do so. Shaady trying to push forward as well. Sica still alive on that return to try and send it home, as Jimbo was unfortunately taken down for NaVi fans, but what a defensive play that is from Acend. The wave after wave repelled from the NaVi push.
And that is tough for NaVi. They've had some great aggression. They've had some great coordination. Has not translated to a flag on the board just yet after exactly 4 minutes of play. 2 dead now for NaVi.
A Lqgend.
A little extra.
That's a meat wave. Worry about the heat wave. As the bags are coming out from Lqgend, wants to make a point here. Wants to let NaVi know they do not deserve to be in this final against them. That they want to be called the EU Super Champions. But for now, they're still going to have to work. Kimbo here on the truck trying to put some damage down.
Was wondering where that 8-minute overshield went. That you saw right there as your answer. Went to Kimbo. He's able to do a little bit of damage with it, but not enough. Look at Shaady just running that flag.
Shaady running that flag and Lqgend punching Kimbo in the face. Lqgend also coming behind enemy lines and picking up the most simple double kill of his life. And while all of this goes down, Shaady is creeping through the trenches, creeping through the caves, and getting that flag back to his base.
And you know the comms on NaVi. Where's our flag? Where's our flag? We have no idea where our flag is because it's being ran, and they're not even dropping as they toss. Finally, the flags drop for the first time. 1 dead apiece. They need the kills if they want to bring this flag back home.
Such an important part of this game. Shady's going to bring this one back to respawners. Has the Bulldog, so he will be able to win any close-range engagements. Snipedrone again. Big kills from him. Currently sat on 10. Lqgend on 12. Shaady a little bit quiet, and so is Sica. but Shady's certainly looking to announce himself now. 2Foxy trying to push through the double doors. He's thinking about that return. Bulldog still might be influential here for where this flag ends up going.
Still should be a player on the double doors here. Probably still causing a little bit of trouble. You can still see 2Foxy still right there on the double doors, still picking up kills.
He certainly is, and Respectful is doing damage as well on the other side of those doubles. There's a grapple. Doesn't get away with it though. Shaady and Lqgend pick up kills, but 2Foxy is on the return. He sends that one home. 2Foxy saves the bacon here of NaVi.
How about 2Foxy staying alive that entire time? You saw him there 45 seconds he was alive on the opponent's double door. He gets a key return. The game will stay within 1. Next overshield popping up in 8 seconds.
Snipedrone once again has his hair standing on end as he gets caught by that dynamo grenade. Kimbo pushes in aggressively to finish off the damage. Unfortunately for Kimbo, he's going to fall on his back now as Respectful will jump over to his POV, not for the first time, with a set of rockets in his hands.
Kill will be cleaned up on Sica as well. 2 dead still. And also Jimbo going to pop a late overshield for a 3 dead scenario. Spawners coming up now, a full 3 dead. They need to find the last spawner, and they need to start the flag run. Here's their second opportunity with numbers.
They certainly do. Jimbo's got no help, though. You can see his furthest player forward. He was being aggressive. Sica's absolutely milked him dry, and that is going to be such a good play from Sica to take down Jimbo and not only stop the flagpole, but allow teammates to move back through Treehouse.
They shut everything down there. They shut answer back right away. They get angles from the back of flag. They get angles from the tree. They isolate that battle. As you say, Jimbo did not have the help he needed. His team was not in position, unlike game number 1. They're getting the slays, but they do not have the rest of the composition to support the flag run.
Respectful picks up 1 kill, 2Foxy another. Jimbo pinging where these players are spawning and where they're alive, and that's 4 dead now for Acend. NaVi, this is your chance to put the pieces together. Every single player from Acend fell at almost exactly the same time, but look at that spawn coming in from Lqgend. He spawns on the flag.
Back flag spawn, and I'm not going to lie, I can't blame NaVi for not anticipating the back flag spawn, but it came in right before our eyes, and it's a free flag return for Acend. It will go right back home right away.
I mean, someone's got to be blocking something, right, for that to happen. I mean, that's not a popular spawn to see in that kind of scenario when you get a 4 dead. Maybe someone getting too aggressive on a potential looking for overextenders, whatever it might have been. It was a miscommunication again from NaVi. This is another chance for them now. 3 dead, Sica up fresh off spawn. They've got this one inside the treehouse.
Heads up play from Jimbo. This time he knew that he needed to be in a position when they got the 4 dead. This flag run starts much earlier than the last few. They've already crossed the halfway mark.
No one dead, though, for Acend at the moment. They've got to pick up some kills, otherwise that overextension's going to come in. There's the first one from 2Foxy. 2Foxy picks up a second as well, and that will clear the way as he picks up yet more damage, and Kimbo picks up 3. 4 dead for Acend. We have a tie game.
Here we go with under 4 minutes left on the clock, tied 1-1. It looks like NaVi is here to play the long game. Got to give credit to NaVi. They've made several mistakes early on in this game. They very quickly corrected those mistakes, as we will see a trade come in there for 2Foxy and Lqgend.
One notable thing so far for Acend is the games which we've seen NaVi really give them a testing so far. Game 1 and this game we have in front of us, there's been an outlier in the statistics. Game 1, it was Shaady, very, very quiet. Game 3, Sica. He's currently 3-16.
I hadn't even looked at the top left yet here, with so much fast-paced action at the center of your screen. Very surprised to see those numbers, 3-16 from Sica. Undoubtedly his worst performance to date in this tournament.
So far, but it's tied up at 1-1, but NaVi have another flag moving. It's 3v3 on the map right now. Every kill that goes in NaVi's favor increases the chances of that flag going home. Sica, though, we say he hasn't picked up too many kills so far in this game. Well, these are vital ones as Kimbo is left on his own.
Kimbo, last player alive. That flag's only there on the bar. You have to assume, based on 3 dead for NaVi, that flag will go home. There you go. You hear the audio cue. Flag is returned. So both flags back at home with less than 3 minutes to play in regulation.
Snipedrone taken down. Kimbo wrestling control away, but Shaady with the rocket launcher. Maybe overextend here, get a flag going, but 2 of his teammates have fallen. Shaady with some decisions to make.
Yeah.
He'll pick up one on 2Foxy, the respawner. Yes, at the moment, Shaady, you can see, is just trying to bait people out, but I like this decision from NaVi. They know that Shady's behind enemy line. 2Foxy would have given that information. Now they're trying to force those players back. Maybe think about moving that flag.
They're thinking about it, but they know they need to slay. They made a few mistakes earlier by not slaying. Here they are, maybe even overslaying. It doesn't pay off. They will fall 2 dead. It's about to be 3 dead. Sica, despite the numbers, make sure that he picks up that kill in the back of the base. Kimbo, last player alive.
Kimbo, last player alive. He's been spotted out as well, and the flag is already moving for Acend. So this is a nervy moment for them. They need to get kills. They need to stay alive, and it is that pest behind enemy lines. Shaady again. He stayed alive for so long there, Andy, and he got the flag moving as well.
He stayed alive that whole time, and my oh my, was Kimbo ever loud in the opponent's bar. What was he doing there? Overshield already running back, and he's going to just eat these shots all the way back home. They've still got 3v3 here, one spawner for NaVi, so still Overshield in play. They'll pick up more kills. The flag run should be continuing any moment.
Should be continuing, but Jimbo just made a huge play. There is a player though, Snipedrone, once again, who's going to get his hands on that flag. He's going to run it home. I think it might have been the second grapple pull that we've seen, and with 1 minute 20 left in this game, Acend go up by one flag.
2 flags on the board. Both of them grappled by Snipedrone to avoid the risky angles towards mid and towards tree. He'll bring that second one in, and now with a minute left, all they have to do is play defense. 60 seconds on the clock.
Playing defense, though, we've seen can be risky. If you don't get it right, if you make one mistake, it allows that flag to move. Jimbo's going to get the first kill in the team fight. Respectful will be taken down. Once again, Snipedrone just cleaning up every single little bit of damage that is done. Lqgend in an important 1v1 here. Kimbo trying to assist his teammate here. Turns back his attentions to Lqgend. But Lqgend again, solid when the pressure was on and wins the important 1v.
37 seconds left. Tick-tock goes the clock. Not much time. It needs to be a very good push from NaVi. They have one dead. They need to hold forward here because they need to get the flags on the stand before 25 seconds.
2 Foxy's going to be grappling in. 2 Foxy will be taken down. Snipedrone with that first kill might have just given the win here to Acend. 2 players in the bar, respectful. He's spraying, he's praying, but unfortunately they're not going to be answered here. Acend are holding strong. 10 seconds left as Kimbo goes down again. 2 Foxy, the only player who may be able to get across the map. He knows it's done. He knows it's dusted. And with that, Acend will go up 2-1 in the series.
It's a great late game performance there from Acend. They'll close it out 2-1. Certainly not the easiest game that they've ever had in that series. They will take the lead. But I think that's what we expected and hoped to see in Bazaar CTF. It was a tightly contested battle. And if we're honest, it took NaVi too long to figure out the recipes to success and to clean up their mistakes, because there's several flags that should have been on the board for them that weren't.
Yes.
Later on, they figured out how to cap that flag to tie the game 1-1. But if we're honest, that probably could have been a 2-1 or a 3-1 win for NaVi.
Probably should have been. Let's be real about it. But the flag cap that they conceded as well will frustrate them, without doubt. Allowing Shaady to do what he did, and a huge amount of props to Shaady with the way that he did it, right? He had those rockets. He thought, I'm going to have to play this one alone. You know, I'm going to have to leave my teammates to maybe die, maybe just slow down a push coming in on our side of the map. I believe in myself and my ability to use these rockets, the power weapon, to make a play. He did make the play. He got the flag moving. He picked up the kills on the way back, and from then allowed his teams to breathe and help him bring that one home. But Snipedrone, we saw how important the grapple can be, Andy. Yeah. I mean, both the flags that were converted by Acend, Snipedrone was grappling them back.
And the grapple was key. These were not fancy grapples where he could have gone and get it. No, he needed to grapple both those flags. Also got to give credit to Sica, even though he goes 6-20 in that game. I think 16 assists, heavily out-assisting the rest of the lobby. In the end, they will put all the pieces together to take the win. But here's a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, this is going to be the first flag that was put in as well. That one was a more clean, traditional Bazaar capture the flag run, if you like, and respectful with these rockets. He had a pretty good game as well. It was just the second part of the flag pulls that weren't quite going right for NaVi. You saw it a couple of times. You know, these kind of moments here where Kimbo moves in and then Sica made a great defensive play. 2 Foxy, I think, got the return here right at the end as well, being such a pest on those double doors. But unfortunately for NaVi, they weren't able to take the opportunities that they created. And Acend, even though they didn't have many opportunities, incredibly efficient when they did.
I also got to talk about Shaady. Was not only the player that ran that second flag in the back of the base and stayed alive in the back of the base for about 2 minutes, he's also the player that had the doorstop stop with Bulldog to take down the overshield flag runner and bring that flag back home. Got to be the player of the game in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with you. I think if you're looking for players who are making impactful plays, then he was certainly the one, right? And he was certainly the one who got those flags moving and created some carnage inside of the NaVi base. With that said, Acend now a couple of games away from calling themselves the EU champions. And the problem is for NaVi, we're going back to Recharge now, which is a scary proposition for them.
Yeah, first thing you pointed out when we saw this series layout was this one could go fast for Acend just because you have 2 instances of Recharge in your first 4. To be honest, that's a pretty low percentage that often happens, but that's exactly how the chips fell. That's how the game types end up in our grand final, so NaVi's going to have a challenge ahead of them in game number 4, and they're also coming back, off the back of a pretty tough loss in that Bazaar CTF.
Yeah, and they're also coming off the back of getting absolutely slapped on on Recharge Slayer.
Yeah.
So not fond memories here for NaVi, but if you're ever going to get it right, there's no better time to do so. Because if they don't, then they'll be staring down the barrel of having to call themselves second place and ascending to an undisputed title of Europe's best team. But for now, we've got to decide where this next game will be going. Recharge is the battleground, and we've got a little bit of an oddball to play.
Here we go, game number 4. Not the easiest walk in the park for Acend so far. Anyone who's followed European Halo for the past few years, especially the past few months, knows just how dominant this team has been. NaVi putting up a fight, but trailing in the series at this point. Kimbo's going to grab the first camo. As we take a look at the bottom middle route, 2 will fall, though, on the team. 3 will fall. He's the last player alive at the moment.
Ball straight into the hands of Acend as well. Snipedrone's going to be the player who is picking up the first points of the game. But Kimbo is behind enemy lines. He's got to be so careful not to get spotted out here. I bet he wishes he had any kind of grenades here, Kimbo. If he had one frag grenade, anything, he could have done so much damage to that setup from Acend. But now they're scarpering away. Sica will be taken down to no shields. Snipedrone will be taken down. So Kimbo doing a great job here, to be honest, to be the pivot for everyone else to work around.
Wow, even without the grenades, like you said, staying alive, top control, doing the damage, and that was just enough of a presence. He scared them out of pipes all the way into Whirlpool, and his teammates knew exactly where to push. So they will grab some ball time of their own. Keep an eye on the kill feed. These next kills are going to really determine how and if NaVi needs to rotate the ball away.
2 kills fall for NaVi. Legend going to be no shield inside a tower. Somehow Sica's managed to sneak through, but Respectful should be able to clean that one up and manages to do so. Oddball going to be rotated back towards pipes, it looks like, for NaVi. Oh, I stand corrected. Back towards elevator.
You would think based on that setup there might have been an opportunity, but they're swarming, and Acend is wasting no time. Kills traded out, 3 dead, though, for the side of NaVi, and Acend very quickly gets back control of the ball, not too happy with how it was going, so they'll rotate the ball back to pipes.
Yeah, very interesting start to this game, right? It seems like both teams have kind of just got a 4 dead after 4 dead. Everyone getting 10, 20 seconds of ball time, and nobody really able to hold off that first wave of the push. Respectful picks up 1 kill onto Shaady. Lovely little bank grenade as well as he's trying to chase down that ball carry. The only problem is the player he's trying to take on at the moment isn't missing too many shots. Snipedrone again in the kill feed here for Acend. 360 and a little bit of a pirouette there. A little bit more of a sort of ballet move. I'm not sure what the exact term is for ballet moves, but that is what I'm going to go with. Coming in from Snipedrone. Push now coming in from NaVi, but a considerable lead already for Acend. Very
nice plays from NaVi. That little extra damage coming in from Respectful. It looked careless perhaps with the grapple, but instead he did the damage he needed to over at control to pave the way for a little bit more damage coming in. Now there's 2 dead apiece.
Kimbo with his second camo of the game. NaVi controlling the power-ups for now. That's 3 dead. They need to get this oddball in their hands here, NaVi. Need to be efficient. Need to make sure once they get this kill, it turns into time. At the moment, nobody in position to do so, and that's a concern.
It is a concern, and it's something you saw them improve upon during the Bazaar CTF. Jimbo, I think that's a careless peek, if you ask me, all the way to control. Let those shields recharge. That info's not going to help. Need to stay alive in that scenario. Of course, easier said than done. But I tell you what, at the end of the game, Jim knew exactly where he needed to be to pull that flag once they got the 4 dead. As you say, there's been no one in position to grab the ball time off of their 2-3 dead opportunities.
Now this is looking like a little bit more of a messy setup, to be honest with you. 2 Foxy probably got a little bit frustrated that they weren't getting ball time, so tries to force something, and it's kind of worked here for NaVi. A couple of kills went in their favor. Jimbo now challenging on the turbine. Lovely little bank grenade will take down Sica. Now turns his attention back towards that top gold area. Might be thinking about a play ball, though, as a couple of teammates have fallen.
Yeah, Jimbo there getting a little overzealous. Even nades himself might have actually led to that death. Kills traded out, though. They keep 2 dead for the side of Acend, and still good pressure there on bottom middle, so they will continue to keep 2 dead.
Respectful will get the trade as well. 2 dead once again for Acend, but ball time. Like you say, ball time. You don't win the game by getting kills here, NaVi. You need to get that ball back in your hands.
One thing that you're seeing Acend and other top teams do more and more is when you have control of pipes, bat ledge, yellow, you need to send a player batteries that tosses the ball up. You've seen it time and time again if you've been watching all weekend. Who tosses the ball up to bat ledge or who tosses the ball up to top yellow, then that player still fights from batteries. 3 dead, though, as I say that for Acend.
Well, it's not only that, is it? If the player drops down on batteries and you've got those players at gold, it diverts the attention away of the respawns. Where's the first place you look? You're always looking for that ball carrier.
Yeah.
And then you get those free shots down. Speaking of free shots, Foxy does pick up one and should pick up a second here, which will clean the way for Jimbo to start finally getting a little bit of time on the board here for NaVi. They are going to go into a lead, and Foxy still controlling this shock rifle. Didn't need to challenge that one, but at least the kill will be traded out.
A lot of pressure. Jim knows he might need to play the ball. He does, and manages to stay alive. 2 dead, but they did also kill Sica off of that, so a very nice exchange, and it will also be a lead change. NaVi leading 61-52 in our first round.
Acend coming off the respawn, trying to get tower control as well. You can see that 4 players are going to be there. Jimbo says, nope!
Yep.
Too much for me to handle. Shaady will take him down. Respectful gets a trade, but no, that's so unfortunate. He sticks himself off the wall, and that's going to create the opening now for Acend to move down and pick up that ball.
Not gonna lie, I stuck myself off that wall too. I'm pretty sure that Geo's pretty thick on the right side of that wall. Unfortunate series of events. 1 dead for both sides. Tie game at 61.
Jimbo trying to challenge Shaady here as well. Shaady just being such a nuisance. Again, he's such a difficult kill. Respectful will move in to finally take him down, and now the push is going to be coming in. Can they catch that ball? No, Respectful just lets that one slip through his fingers. But he's got some gloves on as well, which are going to help him with that grip. He gets the ball back into his hands as Foxy is given the task of now holding down this goal push.
Let's see, needed at least a trade there. Needed at least a trade for Foxy in that scenario, because now they're going to be facing a 4v3 push that's coming in. The rotate does happen to Whirlpool, but they don't have numbers. That's 3 dead already. 71-71 is tied up, and this is where NaVi historically have started to let games slip through their fingers. The question is, with the grand finals in front of us, knowing that they have to win this game to tie up the series, are they able to find the ice that's been missing? Foxy grabs the camo there, and if you're like me, you were just wincing at the unfortunate timing there for Foxy, excuse me, would have had a free kill, but they're working together here. Already 2 dead, 3 dead. Looks like going to be 4 if they take down Lqgend back elevator.
Lqgend's last player alive, and they can't let him get a play ball, but Lqgend does get the play ball. But Kimbo is there bottom middle, but he's already getting shot on the respawn. Kimbo just trying to survive, needs his teammates to put that crossfire in, but he knew he was getting shot from there. He needs to take a different angle.
I think it's a lack of communication there. They needed to kill the last player. It was Lqgend top elevator, and they looked away. They thought that the kill was coming in, and maybe the comms, to be fair, someone might have said, I'll get this kill, and maybe they didn't finish it. That's a possibility, but still, you cannot let a last player alive play the ball like that. They would have had several seconds here. Now Acend only 14 points away from winning the round.
It's getting so hectic, so hectic. 3 dead, though, for Acend. Pick up that oddball, please, NaVi. Don't let the same mistakes repeat themselves. Respectful. He's looking at where those spawns are going to be coming in. You can see that he gained the information called out by his teammates, and now you're going to see a lead change again with just a few moments left. No, you are going to see a lead change, as it's a 1-second difference between the 2 teams. 2 players fall from NaVi. The push, the swarm comes in from Acend.
Great pushes here from Acend, from Lqgend and Sica specifically. It was only 1 player alive. The play ball does not come in. And now with only 10 points to go, Acend looks to close it out in pipes. There's 3 dead. This should be it.
This is going to be it. And once again, it's that last 10% of a game where NaVi cannot match the calmness, the coolness, and the collectiveness of Acend. It's going to be 1-0 to them here in Oddball Recharge. But it's the same old story. Acend clutch up when it matters.
That's it. A tough result for NaVi. Some good mid-game performance, but as you say, the coordination, the teamwork of Acend way too strong on that final push at back elevator. They got all the kills they needed to in the exact order that they needed to. Camo down, bottom middle.
Lqgend is going to move in to scoop it up. Respectful is last player alive as well, so Lqgend will be able to pop this one without taking any pressure whatsoever. Respectful gets a beatdown. Respectful somehow makes a play. Not sure if there was a bit of online shenanigans involved in that one, but whatever it was, Respectful somehow gets away with something to give NaVi a lifeline.
Regardless, I don't think Lqgend needs to force and isolate a 1v1 with camo on the last player alive. Do not get into control as a camo player in a weird, awkward melee battle, because that's what's going to happen. It's a great start for Acend, but it won't translate to any points on the board.
Look at this flank coming in from Lqgend, though. At the moment, Acend are just kind of picking away at NaVi. Respectful is going to be cleaned up, you would imagine, by Snipedrone, and there's the difference, right? Snipedrone does get taken down, but Foxy somehow snuck into gold, which stopped that ball being picked up. 2 dead here for Acend, but once again, NaVi, not with the ball in their hands. They need to get the ball in their hands.
Yeah, Foxy flies down. He realizes this is my job. 2 still dead. He's able to get into control unscathed. They get 3-4 dead now. An opportunity for NaVi, but if we know one thing about Acend, it's off the respawn. They know exactly how to time their pushes.
Now they need to make sure that they get this first kill and they don't get the first death. That is big. Big, big, big. coming in from Kimbo. Now it's a 3v3 if you take that ball carrier out of the equation. That means it's at least going to take a little bit of time here for Acend to get across the map, but Lqgend turns on Respectful with that grenade, and NaVi find themselves 3 dead.
Absolutely, 2 battles on your screen, back-to-back, that should have been NaVi wins at top control, but as we say, instead it's Acend with a great response. 2 dead for NaVi. Acend will continue scoring. They're down by quite a bit though. Nice little 26-pointer for NaVi, but it looks like that may be, that lead, may shrink pretty quickly with Acend. Several points on the board and good positioning across the map at top elevator as well.
NaVi was some decent time, like you mentioned at the start of this game, but it could have been more. And I think if we're being perfectionists like we need to be, if you want to beat Acend, it needs to be more. Kimbo has the chance to break a setup though and maybe pick up the first kill in a team fight here with this camo. Shaady taking down great shots to the back of the dome coming in from Kimbo. But what a grenade that is from Sica. Spots him out and sends a heat seeker towards him.
Doesn't matter what numbers you saw Sica putting up throughout this grand final. It's plays like that. When you can fly out of Hydro, pre-nade the B boxes and take down a camo player, those could be game-changing moments.
Plasma grenade coming in from Jimbo. Sica again with a double kill, or maybe he's starting to heat up a little bit here. He's 6-3, Kimbo versus Lqgend. Nobody's going to come out on top of that one. Respectful though, last player alive here for NaVi.
I don't know, trying to take that battle is going to be dangerous because he puts himself weak here. I think surprisingly picks up 1, maybe even gets damage on Lqgend as well. He does, he gets Lqgend to half shield. So to be honest, it's a great play from Respectful at the end. And that manages to pull out a lot of damage in a tough situation, 2 dead per side.
Snipedrone, last player alive. He'll be alive inside the turbine here. Kimbo's going to be the player trying to bait him out for Respectful. Does so as well. Players pushing across the mid-bridge. Sica trying to finish off this kill onto Kimbo, who survives. Ball is down, as are 3 members of Acend. There should be more time here for NaVi.
Question is, can NaVi do it all the way to the 100-point mark? It's a very long round, 3 minutes on the clock. They've had some solid setups here and there, but in the end, once again, we have seen Acend with late-game pushes that are too strong. NaVi will cross the 50-point mark, 54-27.
Shady's just walked into pipes. He managed to pick up 1. Jimbo has survived. Jimbo also has that Oddball in his hands and will get the play ball. So even though Sica putting pressure on and picking up the double kill, NaVi hold for now.
But strong play ball there. Look at Kimbo. He can go right away. Bottom elevator door, he's able to put on that shot. Look, Lqgend still getting shot. It's a good play ball from Jimbo. Big effective play ball. Now NaVi grabs again.
Kimbo's going to be there to give 2 Foxys some cover as well from the position he was in a few moments ago. Speaking of which, we go to that POV. Sica having that cross, that battle with him to try and force him to back down and make that cover a little bit more uncomfortable for him. But Kimbo's going to keep peeking. He's going to keep poking. And Shaady doesn't need to be asked twice.
Camo up. It's a late camo grab across the board. Shaady gets away with it as well. Keep an eye on that. Only 2 alive for NaVi.
Play ball comes in, though. Respectful can play slow. He can be a real thorn in the back of Acend here as well as the players come off respawn. Shaady can do likewise as he has the camouflage to play with. Picks up 1 kill without taking any damage. The little things like that are huge.
Absolutely, he's really patient here. Does not want to get naded out. Instead, he's opting to slay and get control, and it pays off. They get 3 dead. They will rotate. This should be a 4th for them. 4 dead. Kimbo's your spawner, but it will mean time for Acend.
They need to pick up time as well. There's Jimbo, Kimbo, who was trying to be a little bit sneaky there. He gets taken down, sniffed out by Shaady. Sica with the ball in his hands now as Acend start to mount their comeback here in round number 2. 71-42 and rising. NaVi, same story. They have a chance to win the round, but they can't let this slip through their fingers again. Same
story, absolutely. Look at Snipedrone. The angles that he takes, absolutely devastating damage. It leads to 2 dead yet again. The ball will stay on yellow ledge, which will mean even more time for Acend. NaVi will stay 2 dead, and this is the tale all too familiar. The lead is gone. Only 10-point difference. Acend about to take the lead again.
They are going to do exactly that. How many times can you read the same story without getting bored of it? If you're a NaVi fan. Kimbo trying to make the flank. Kimbo trying to make the play. Has a frag grenade and picks up 1. Respectful is there and Kimbo breaks the setup. Shaady going to be challenging against Kimbo, but Respectful backs up a long-time teammate to break the Acend setup. And NaVi finally keep their cool, keep their calm and composure in those final moments, and Kimbo gets all the info they need.
Kimbo comes sprinting back. He's like, guys, I've just seen something terrible. All the spawners are in long haul. He doubles back all the way, but they still get 2 more kills. They get the lead all the way to the 87-point mark, but they're very wise to drop and shoot here. They need to be very careful how they play this.
Snipedrone's managed to pick up 1. There's a push coming in here as well. Kimbo somehow sends Lqgend into the stars, but there's Snipedrone on the flank again. He picks up 2, and NaVi find themselves 3 dead.
Jimbo needs to make a play here with camo. Jimbo with camo. Game in his hands.
Who does he shoot, though? At the moment, he's shooting no one. He gets taken down, but he does take down one with him. 79 to 91. Respectful and Kimbo pick up kills. Shaady, he's chasing down Respectful. He picks up one. Shady's the player to watch here as the ball is in the hands of NaVi. 3 seconds to go. Make it 1, and NaVi tie it up here at 1-1. We're heading into a third round here on Recharge.
This will be sudden death. Winner of this round will win this game type. Big moment in your grand final. Does this series go to 2-2, or do we see Acend take a 3-1 lead overall? Here we are into our sudden death final round of Oddball.
Game on a knife edge. Series on a knife edge. Camo picked up not for the first time by Kimbo at the start of this game. And another kill. Shock rifle to play with now. Smartly backs down, and to be honest with you, that's something that I'm happy to see from any player at the moment, because it feels like everyone's trying to challenge.
That's right. You even heard him take a few audio ticks of damage. Needs to be careful. Gets a chain reaction off of one. We'll get that first kill. 3 dead again for Acend. It's a good start for NaVi. Looks like they will get the 4th as well. Make that 4 dead. An opportunity to put points on the board.
And immediately ball time on the board. Like you say, a chance taken, because that's what it has been so far from NaVi. A little bit sloppy at times when they do get the kills in their favor. Kimbo, great flank coming in from him as well. Legend's going to be challenging him because Lqgend fears absolutely no one, but nor does Kimbo as he answers back and wins an important 1v.
He's crazy. He's still challenging. He's still trying to see who might be there. It's a big rotate coming in from NaVi as well. Already 25 points on the board.
Take a breath, Robbie. It's just a 1v1. Foxy now going to be challenging Sica, but the Respectful is on the flank again. Jimbo with the ball in his hands. He's going to see his teammates start to fall. So a play ball will be made, and that's a smart play, a safe play. Lqgend will take him down, but there should be a trade coming in from Respectful. 3 dead here for Acend. Kimbo now with the ball in his hands, which is going to certainly calm him down for a few seconds, simply because he can't shoot.
Hold the phone. This one's not over yet, folks. Despite dominating performances so far from Acend, this one's going the distance. It's a 41-0 lead for NaVi in your round number 3. Still 2 dead for Acend. Good slaying numbers from NaVi so far.
Oh, just a little clip of a frag grenade as he tried to engage in that fight. And then Kimbo got taken down. Shady's going to be challenged by Foxy, who dips back behind those batteries, but there is a player behind him. He's trying to just challenge for that camo, but the camo player just disappears in front of him. And it's Shaady who gets control of it.
It's another time we're seeing Shaady make big-time plays. We saw it on Bazaar. You could say the difference maker in that Bazaar CTF that was so tightly contested. Gonna let his team rack up even more points on the board. They now will cross the 15-point mark.
They certainly will, and they have the tools to tie this game up. Shaady with the shock rifle. Is going to fizz away at the skin of Respectful there, but doesn't get the kill. Maybe he will this time. No, instead it's another shield broken. But look at the transition of position here from Shaady, moving all the way across the map. 3rd time lucky. The shot onto Respectful. Unlucky if you are Respectful.
They keep 2 dead. About to see a lead change as well. Great points, great control, and all of it because of that rotation there to bring the shock rifle to control. It totally flipped the entire NaVi push.
A couple of kills come in for NaVi, though. They've broken the setup at least. Jimbo and Respectful managed to clean up those final pieces. Shaady in an important 1v1 here with Kimbo. Kimbo has to stay alive. He does so. Jimbo, his unofficial brother-in-arms, manages to be there to save his life, and it looks like the ball is back in the hands of NaVi.
This is how NaVi will win this round. They need to continually back down from those 1v1s, make them 2v1s every single time.
Foxy the player with ball in hand. Respectful the player who can do damage behind enemy lines. He's watching those crosses, and Jimbo is going to have to do damage onto Snipedrone here. Snipedrone picks up one. Foxy just in a running race at the moment, maybe thinking about that play ball.
Yeah, right now going to put himself exactly that. Oh boy! When the curb slide goes bad, folks. That is going to be a fly off the map. That will be now 2 alive for the side of Acend. Going to take the opportunity to grab that ball. It's a premature play ball while there were 2 dead. And you have to wonder if we're going to look back at that moment and see it as a turning point in this game.
Fast as Foxy, boy. Unfortunately, a little bit too quick in that circumstance, like you say, but that's one way to get back into the game for Foxy after a little bit of a dip into the deep end. Picking up kills. 4 dead now for Acend. Ball is down for the setup as well around blue. NaVi answer back after the play ball. They get control, and they also get that first kill and the camo.
That's great conviction there from NaVi and Foxy. They answer back right away. They say, actually, we're not going to look back at that moment. Let's make sure that we capitalize here. They'll also get a camo off of the back of that 4 dead opportunity. Rotating again. They're now at 85.
to Foxy. Great work from him as well to take the angles required. And look at this sneaky little position just to buy some time. NaVi only needs 17 points to take this game. Gotta be cool though, gotta be composed. I've said it 1,000 times so far in this game and this series. Something that's evaded them. Now they lose 2 players. Sica has the ball in hand.
Not so easy for Acend at the end of this game. Not over yet though. NaVi, as you say, still has to close this game out strong. 17 points to go for them. Less than a 30-point lead.
2 dead per side. Shaady closest to that oddball, but being pressured by so many different players here from NaVi. Finds somewhere to just crouch, to hide, to hope that he can get his shields back. He will do exactly that. But the battle is going on for that oddball on long haul. That kill from Shaady might have opened things up.
Ooh, that's a big trade there from Shaady.
Just trades across the board at the moment.
Yeah, 2 dead for each side. That means Sica's going to rotate here, try to go to long haul, and he's going to have a lot of friends and a lot of help.
He is. The spawns are coming in towards Pipe. Respectful is first forward, but Respectful gets taken down. So NaVi going to have to push without numbers here. Kimbo trying to get some damage down. Manages to move through that turbine. 2v2 on the map now. Kimbo versus Snipedrone. This is a huge battle, and Snipedrone will get the beat down.
There's a reason we talk about Snipedrone so much. Respectful trying to clean up the scraps, though, and they will clean up the kills, and they have Pipe's control, 14 points to go.
He might just be able to out-rotate. The spawn is here. He's got the info from Kimbo. The spawn is going to be towards Turbine. 93 points and rising here. This is a massive moment. The beatdown doesn't count, and Lqgend just flies through and somehow gets the kill.
Oh.
Somehow gets a... What is happening?
3 dead, though. This should be it here. 99, 100. Yes! NaVi will win the game in 3 rounds. They will tie our grand finals with a score of 2-2. And my oh my, do we have ourselves a grand finals on our hands.
We certainly do, but Lqgend just went final boss mode for a few seconds there. We've all found that player to play against online. It happens sometimes, right? Yeah. Those shots don't connect, and if he got away with that, that would have been absolutely nuts. But I think we got the right result in the end with NaVi winning Recharge. Winning Recharge, which is something
big
they haven't done.
They have not done. We were worried about that
series here, Andy.
We were worried about what that game 4 would look like, especially after the Recharge Slayer. NaVi answers back in a big way, winning rounds 2 and 3, a little mini reverse sweep in the oddball game itself. Here's a look at the stats. It's a 40 bomb from Respectful.
Respectful. A lot of pressure on his shoulders coming into this tournament. Speaking to the NaVi players, they were all putting a lot of work in, and especially Respectful knew that he had to step his game up. Saying it with all due respect, when the lights shine brightest in this grand final in a big game, there are the stats you want to see, right? 40 kills, a huge amount of assists, plus he was making plays a lot of the time on that ball carrier, creating opportunities for a team. Big game from Respectful.
Absolutely. 285 to 253 is your overall score across those 3 rounds, and NaVi will tie things up, and we had some 4-0 predictions on the desk. If you're just joining us, it's a very different grand finals here at the EU Super. Here's a look at the highlights from that game number 4.
Yeah, some of the highlights here will be kind of not any crazy plays, so to speak. It's more the team pushes that are coming in from both teams, Andy. That was something that was really kind of impressive, I would say, on the offensive side of things. The defensive holds maybe not great from both teams, but the way that both teams were able to surgically pick apart some of those setups was really impressive.
A few things that really stood out in that game. One was some of the pivotal play balls. You just saw one on screen from Jimbo all the way from bat ledge. He played it to bottom middle. That paved the way for a lot of points to come on the board. And really, like you said, it was a battle of 2v2s. It was a battle of what happens in these final 1v2s. And anytime you saw a player that was converting, Shaady heating up there with that shock rifle. Here was your curb slide that I think everyone was pretty worried about what was going to happen next, but NaVi maintained composure, specifically to Foxy maintained composure to get the next camo, and they get 4 dead. In the end, they're able to close it out.
Something certainly.
But look at this.
Yeah, I mean,
oh boy, this. What's going on? Wait, what is going? Wait,
Lqgend built different.
The man.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Here's the crazy thing. As you said, there was an audible melee before all that.
Yeah, I mean,
that we didn't even get to see, but we will get to see your series layout. It has been a fantastic grand final so far. If you're just joining us, welcome along. 2-2. Acend and NaVi. By the way, the 2 NaVi logos on your screen, those are Ascend's first losses in the tournament.
They certainly are, and we're tied up at 2-2 here. And if you're just joining us, a reminder that even if NaVi manage to win this series, we will have that bracket reset and they will have to beat Acend again. But this is the tightest final there has been.
Yeah.
Full stop in Europe since Acend started their run of dominance. And now we move over to a game type, Andy, which NaVi really, really like.
Yeah, and how fitting, right? When you have the most money on the line, the biggest tournament, we can safely say, and you've heard players say it in their player interviews as well, the biggest tournament in European history, not just for bragging rights, but the prize pool as well. Next up, we are headed to Aquarius.
We are indeed, and like I mentioned, this is a game type where NaVi have had success not just against the rest of the European region, but also against Acend. Whether it be scrims, whether it be tournament play, this is a game type which they have managed to kind of steal away from them in that run of dominance that Acend have had. If they do that right now, it'll be the first time in quite some time we've seen Acend on the back foot. Usually they are the aggressors. Usually they are the team who have it more comfortable. Well, right now they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable. As you can see, the first kill is going to go into the hands of NaVi.
That's right. Pressure is on for both sides. They will grab the first two, but make no mistake, these two teams not wanting to be the first to fall whatsoever here. They're going to need to play this slowly.
Snipedrone left alone on his island right now. He's got the commando in his hands, and you can see that NaVi turn their attentions away to maybe push some different spawners. Tufoxy going to be challenging, but my goodness, those shots with the commando hit hard.
3 dead for NaVi here. Off the spawn, I might need to slow things down just a bit, make sure they're pushing out together. But with a 1-kill lead here, at 5-4, the battle for top mid will commence.
Kimbo has the camo. He also has the heat wave. He's also got easy kills in front of him because that chain from the dynamo grenade is going to light that player up top pink. There's another one for Kimbo. Double kill for him and manages to survive. Oh, nearly manages to survive, but once again just over peaks in a situation that he didn't have.
I don't think he needed to peek there. I do not think you need to peek. That's too risky against a player like Lqgend. You had help there. Just stay alive if you can. Top middle. We'll have to see if that comes back to bite them. However, still with a 1-kill lead, NaVi.
That's how slim this game is at the moment. That's how slim the lead is. Respectful nearly managed to turn that fire on his head. Sica did get the kill, but traded out immediately. Jimbo will be taken down, though. The player who did pick up those pieces as Snipedrone once again just lasers Kimbo off of the top middle. The shot that is, you know, synonymous with Snipedrone is certainly on display here in this game. 5-1 at the moment, Snipedrone.
Acend will take the lead for just a second as the kills do get traded out. We're going to keep a close eye on Respectful as well in this game. He was the man to really step it up in that last one. Speaking of the devil, he comes flying out of utility as well. Keep an eye on Brandon Stones, what he's able to do in this Slayer.
At the moment, it's going to be NaVi who find themselves 3 dead. Acend starting to flow a little bit here, starting to grow, and starting to put the pressure onto NaVi. 17-12 the score. That's a 5-kill deficit between the two teams. Snipedrone looking for blood and trying to locate some of these spawners. He's found them inside that blue base.
Nice work from Snipedrone to do the damage, get the information, and stay alive. Also, Lqgend with camo in hand might be able to convert this into even more control if they're able to. Keep in mind, NaVi, your big underdogs here coming into our grand finals. A lot of people have counted them out, but so far they've kept this game close. Series close, 2-2, and the game close as well. They're still within 5, but Acend, like you say, is starting to maybe heat up, get some control.
I think the secret for both teams here is you cannot afford to go 4 dead at any point. You're seeing a lot of trading at the moment, and you're seeing a lot of players desperately trying to survive in scenarios where teammates fall around them. Shaady, though, going to create a little bit of an opening and space on the map here with that nice double.
Very nice work, very nice use of the camo as well. Just moves around his teammates. He knew he did not need to be the hero. Maybe just grab a thruster pack or 2 and win some big 1v1s in the front of the base. And now they're going to continue on into the utility. They've started to extend this lead by quite a bit. They are up now by 9.
They certainly are. Now Jimbo's getting hunted down as well. And this is what I was worried about. 3-4 dead for NaVi. Acend on the front foot. And when you've got those group spawns coming in, it can be so difficult to get out of those kind of scenarios. Acend just extending the lead. They're up by 10.
Heat wave in hand now for Shaady as well. That's not what you want to see if you're on the NaVi side of the stage. And a map that is generally pretty comfortable for NaVi, a place that they've had a lot of success. They find themselves down now by 10.
Shaady just hunting players down at the moment. Cannot find anyone to locate. Snipedrone is already getting up in the faces of a couple of different players. Finally, Shaady is going to engage and he's going to use that heat wave to make sure that he gets the conversion on the kill as well. 30 kill mark has now been crossed by Acend. Only 19 on the board here for NaVi. It's time to go, boys. You need to step it up.
Unsurprisingly, Snipedrone leading the way. He's 10-5 already in this game. Shaady on your screen now, though, will find 2 dead of his own, so he's going to have to fly into this fridge. Able to pick up 1 somehow. Stays alive through all that. For just a second, it was 4 dead for Acend. So NaVi able to get a camo off the back of that 4 dead.
Now, can you do to Acend what they've just done to you, NaVi? That's the question. Acend slowing things down. Very, very impressive from them, recognizing the numbers weren't on their side. They also know they don't have the camo. So they're going to try and put themselves in position to at least get trades as Respectful will fall first. And at the moment, Tufoxy's probably thinking, boys, what are you doing? I've got the camo. Let me make a play.
You can tell Tufoxy's not exactly sure where to look. He tries to look util, then top middle. head on a swivel in the end. They will get 2 kills out of that, so the game was just within 10. Now it's a little bit different. NaVi able to trade that out in their favor. Snipedrone and Shaady still leading the way, but this game is far from over.
Jimbo and Respectful pick up kills. Look how close it is now. Tufoxy going to be taken down as the thruster pack is used to get that trade, but it is now just a 6-kill game. A few moments ago, this game was looking very different. NaVi making a comeback.
Acend knows that they really can't afford to keep this up. They were up by, as we said, 11 earlier, and I expect to see Acend. They're way too talented. They're going to slow this down, or at least try to, and not let this game get any closer than it has.
Respectful trying to push onto Shaady. Sica, though, is going to pick up the kill onto Tufoxy just to keep that cushion. That's something that's so important here for Acend, right? Keeping that cushion. Don't let consecutive kills at this point in the game as well go to the favor of NaVi. If they do that, there's an opportunity for a comeback. If they get trades, like we've just seen from Shaady, they should be able to close this one out.
Great trades. They trade 2 for 2 there. This was just a 5-kill game. Just like that, it's 41-33. So, like we said, Acend does not want to let this one get anywhere near a 4-kill difference, because if they find themselves in that scenario, it could be a big comeback for NaVi. 1 dead for Acend at the moment.
What a play that was from Tufoxy, by the way. Just completely outfoxed Shaady, who was trying to chase him down. Kimbo also picks up 1, so that was 2 dead. Snipedrone being aggressive on the front of the base, and once again, the shots are true from Snipedrone. Now he has a flank, but Jimbo will be there to close the door. Camo goes into the hands of Kimbo. He needs to survive here, but you know that Acend are going to be chasing him down, and Lqgend make sure that Kimbo doesn't get away.
They hound him down. Beautiful play from Acend. Snipedrone with the heat wave in hand as well. That could have been a game-changing camo without a doubt, but instead, you will find Snipedrone here top base, likely having a kill in his sights.
He misses that shot on Respectful, but teammates are there to close it down. 5 kills to go now. Respectful with that death has just allowed Snipedrone to move forward and wreak havoc on this car side of the map, but by the time he arrives, his teammates have already cleaned up the pieces that were left. It's 3 kills to go for Acend.
This is the Acend steamroller. Would require a miracle to see NaVi come back in this one. Only 3 more kills to go for them, and they start to collapse on the base.
And the form book's been kind of thrown out the window in this series so far, which makes it all the more interesting for everyone to watch at home. 1 more kill to go. Snipedrone will get it. Another monster game from Snipedrone will carry Acend into a series lead. Now they're up 3-2. And they're getting closer, Andy. Just 1 more game.
The go-ahead game for them, and as you say, only 1 game away from closing out not just the grand finals here, but being in the winner's bracket. That would be the entire tournament here.
Yep.
They would close it out. NaVi now needing 2 games to close out this event and also force us to a second best of 7. It feels like anytime NaVi starts to get an inch, Acend answers back. It starts to put them in their place a bit.
It certainly does, and that was a very, very good performance from Acend as well. Like I mentioned, NaVi would have seen that game type in the series layout and thought this is one that maybe we can put in the bank.
Yeah.
Not to be. They were outplayed, and one thing, it was that one moment, right? Like I was talking about, that 1 4 dead moment. From there, it snowballed. 8 kills, 10 kills. That was the gap that separated the 2 teams.
Shaady goes 16-7 with 7 assists in that game, in a game that they win by 11. Big standout performance from him. Big damage as well from both him and Snipedrone.
Once again, it's Snipedrone who just seems to be the damage dealer, right? Most damage done in the lobby. Big, big performance from him. On the other side of things, what we were talking about, Kimbo needs to put up those damage stats. A little bit of a quiet game from him in comparison to his teammates there. These are some of the highlights from the game, and you're going to see some crazy shots from Snipedrone. There's a perfect example.
And it feels like even though we did see NaVi keep this game close at different points, Acend was pretty comfortable. Only twice did we see them lose a little bit of control throughout the entire game, and Acend just, once they established that 8-kill lead, they were able to just play with that, play with their food, if I'm completely honest, and make that Slayer look pretty quick.
They certainly were, and Shady's just one of those players who always seems to have a thrust. Whenever you're going in a 1v1 against him, he knows how to manipulate it, whether it's jumping forward for that beatdown, whether it's going to the side to get that extra BR burst that he needs to win a BR fight. He just seems to have an absolute mastery of that thrust. And now we might be moving towards the final game of the EU Super, unless NaVi can take home Streets Strongholds.
And I tell you what, how interesting that we find ourselves saying that NaVi right now has the objective lead in this game overall, actually winning 2-1 in objectives as we get into our next objective game type. Certainly not the way we expected this to go. I think if a lot of people put NaVi wins on the board, they might have been in the Slayer category.
Yep.
Instead, that's not how it went. We find ourselves Acend, only 1 game away from closing it out. NaVi must win to stay alive.
Yeah, just trying to quickly look up the results of a recent scrim that these 2 teams had, because I've got a funny feeling this actually might have been a game type that NaVi took. I need to confirm that. Maybe I've just put a dangerous rumor out there. But
we'll have to, or a strange curse.
Yeah, exactly. Or just straight lie to the viewers. We'll have to see, and we'll have to dig it up in a few seconds. But for now, it's going to be Acend with a chance to close out the tournament, to become the undisputed kings of the European region, and certainly put themselves in the hot seat heading towards Kansas City in just a few weeks' time. For NaVi, this is the last chance saloon. If they want to keep this tournament running, they want to call themselves champion and reset that bracket.
That's right, must win for NaVi to stay alive in our grand finals and our tournament here. It's going to be a match of Strongholds Streets, perhaps to decide the tournament.
Now, last time we saw a Strongholds game in this series, it was NaVi who took home the win, and in quite convincing fashion as well. But they also did not look too good on this map against Quadrant earlier on, so we're going to have to see an improved performance from them if they want to win this game and send us to a Game 7.
NaVi's key to victory in that game number 1 was completely dictating the pace of the game, how the entire game played out, being not just one step ahead, but several steps ahead of this Acend roster in that Strongholds game. The question is, can they do the same in game number 4?
They have control of A and B and rockets. Foxy has one left, and that will be a simple kill for him. But once again, the buddy system from Acend, immediately the trade is there.
Look at the timing push. They collapse on that rocket player at the exact same time to ensure that the second rocket can't even get off. Perfect timing there from Acend.
Acend making the play onto A. 2 players once again trying to do the damage. Foxy's there though, and Foxy gets absolutely decimated by Lqgend in that BR fight. Elsewhere, Sica is going to be transferring B over. It's a triple cap here for Acend.
That's great shots from Lqgend. To be honest, you can't let that happen. In those scenarios, we talk about not being able to go 3 or 4 dead. You need to win those individual battles to prevent that scenario at all costs.
So once again, they're looking to put this triple cap to use. Kimbo's going to be sliding up to challenge Shaady. A little bit of grenade damage is going to be done, but not before the conversion comes in. Did he just get the stick there? No, he didn't. As Foxy will stay alive, but Lqgend, his teammate, is there to clean things up, as is Kimbo. 2 dead here for Acend. It looks like the triple cap is going to be working for now, but the push is coming in on A. But now's the flank coming in from Lqgend, and they won't get the conversion.
Beautiful flank, beautiful reset coming in from Lqgend out of Cafe. Did not expect that one, using the spiker grenade so well. He's not done. He's going to keep challenging on B. Look at the confidence out of this man, wins that battle, and tires as well. They secure rockets.
They do, and they also will be able to re-secure B here. C will be in the hands of NaVi, but the only problem is you try and push out this driveway, Sica's going to be waiting for you with a couple of big rockets, which do a hell of a lot of damage.
If we're honest, I think Acend is starting to catch form here in this game. This might be the best they've looked in our entire grand final. They lead right now 72-75 to 23.
Yeah, again, another triple cap. Snipedrone versus Respectful as well. Snipedrone trying to bide his time. He's going to challenge now, and he's going to once again win that 1v1, and that's the difference we're seeing from game 1 to now, right? The 1v1s are being won by Acend.
They are, and time again, we're seeing it 80-29 now. We will see things flip to NaVi for just a moment, but how long can they control this? Acend right now looking unstoppable, flying across the map, and with the battles that you saw earlier, they're not afraid to take these 1v1s and win them.
So many 1v1s at the moment being taken by different players. Snipedrone trying to move in to clean up the kill, and will clean up too. Snipedrone once again, right place, right time. The shots are looking fine as Snipedrone will be inside of A and converting it back into the hands of Acend.
Great rotations coming in from this entire Acend roster as well. Look at Snipedrone just understanding that timing, somehow staying alive through the shots, through the grenades. Finally, he'll be taken down, but what a difficult kill he is.
Yeah, I mean, just look how far NaVi have to overextend just to get that 1 kill, right? If they don't get it, Snipedrone's just a pain. He's going to be shooting them in the back. Sica with the double kill means that he can get the reset onto A again, and this is just looking like at the moment from NaVi POVs, they're just chasing shadows. As Sica is going to put a few extra bullets into a dead body, and rightly so. Triple cap still in the hands of Acend.
And with plays like that and the amount of damage that is coming down from each of these players on Acend, you have to wonder how much more time NaVi has left in this tournament.
Big win from Kimbo, though. Needed to do so and needs to convert onto A. Jimbo going to give them a little bit of room to breathe here. 2 dead for Acend. They have AC, and Jimbo has the rockets. Now, Jim, you got to put these ones to use. Snipedrone's trying to be a little bit sneaky inside of Arcade, and it looks like at the moment Acend is just set up trying to bait in some of these NaVi players.
There, and the bait works. Look at this on your... Snipedrone doesn't actually go for the first. He tried to delay that. Eventually, he'll be taken down. The slow play from NaVi is working. 2 dead, 3 dead. They will trade 3 for 1.
That's going to be B turning over as well. Foxy and Kimbo fall for NaVi, but numbers still on their side. One rocket to play with here for Jimbo, and if it's placed properly, he might be able to get the stop onto A as well. He gets the damage, but not the kill.
Looks like that will flip in the end. A will be flipped, but BC still in control of NaVi. They will continue scoring and keep the game relatively close. They're clawing back in this one.
They are, but look, the kills they're just running into Acend players and giving away their lives. That's 3 dead for NaVi. That push just looks so disjointed. It looks a little bit desperate. They do hold B and C, but Acend at least have a foothold here.
These two teams, you could tell, just playing so patient, knowing that they want to play the long game here. So much on the line. Still scoring, though, is NaVi. They have not answered back yet. B will finally be start to flip, but after all of that, the game is within 25 points.
It's a really big win from Kimbo as well. Kimbo, unfortunately, won't be able to take down a second player there as Shaady puts him on his back, and you can see that Acend have managed to flip B, but there's a conversion going on at A. Now the move for C is going to be made for Acend. They get that in their hands, so they will be scoring once more.
Very nice work here. Shaady surprisingly stays alive. NaVi unable to finish that one. They will be 2 dead, though, as they'll prioritize kills elsewhere on the map. 3 dead. Shaady, last player alive.
How is he doing this?
Oh my god.
I mean, Shaady is just taking down 2 players from NaVi. He gets the trade as well. Again, you can't let that happen. You've just got the information that he's on the B stairs. With 2 players alive, you've got to be facing that.
I mean, Shaady, last player alive on B stairs. He gets both kills and the reset. Like you say, completely unacceptable if you're on NaVi.
2 Foxy will be taken down as well. Sica's got that Bulldog, and Sica picks up a double kill. Kimbo trying to survive, and at the moment, you could say the same about NaVi. They're 3 dead. Snipedrone has the rockets, and you can already see they're turning A back over. Snipedrone knows they're inside a C. Spots out 2 Foxy, sends a rocket in the mail, but nobody home to pick up the package.
Only a little bit of hit ticks, like you say. Not the most effective use of the rockets in the end. It will be a double kill for Jimbo and 4 dead for Acend off the back of that. So even though this is now a 77-point game, NaVi here will get control of A.
Jimbo just trying to clean out PD, make sure that there's no stragglers. Just being a pain. They do get control of A, and they also have C. They should make the move on to B here. You're just spotting 1 player out there. It's Lqgend. A couple of shots coming in. Respectful should be able to get the trade. But again, at B, a player from Acend makes a 2v1 scenario work for them.
Did you see how Lqgend did that? He probably spawned Red Room. He sits outside arcade. He doesn't move. He does not move for a solid 6 seconds. Then, when they aren't looking, he sneaks over to the arcade machines themselves and gets a double kill in B. It's perfect timing, perfect sneaky pushes from Acend. That's why they now lead 199 to 105, 50 points away from winning this tournament.
Snipedrone as well. 4 dead here for NaVi.
Oh boy.
And this is not looking good for them. For Acend, it's looking like another lap towards yet another title here in Europe. Lqgend chasing down NaVi players. He says, come here, boy, I want another kill, but no. 2 Foxy at least gives some sort of footing on the map here to NaVi.
Trading out 1 for 2 here, though. Acend still with the lead in the slaying department. And look at this. Trip cap here, the 237 mark. This could be over any second.
This could be over. Such an important kill. And again, the battle for B has been consistently won here by Acend. 248 and rising. It is done. Acend are your HCS EU Super Champions, the undisputed champions of Europe.
The biggest prize pool to date for the Acend boys. Much congratulations to you. Hey, we got some fireworks here for the boys. Congrats to Acend, your dominant team throughout all of Halo Infinite and even the years prior. They were dominant leading up to this tournament. We said it would be a heartbreak if they didn't take this event. It wasn't the easiest road for them. In the end, was not the easiest grand final, but Acend will be your HCS EU Super Champions. We'll take a look at the stats.
Yeah, amazing performance in that final game as well. It was domination, but so many of those pivotal plays were made around B.
Yep.
And it was different players who did it. And I think that gives a huge indication to how strong this lineup is. It's not just one star player. It is a unit who works so well together, who all have the ability to make game-changing plays.
Overall, it tells us that NaVi has started to close the gap against Acend. However, they have not done what they need to do yet to take an entire series